Good morning, we'll say. Good afternoon, we'll say. I hope we were having some technical difficulties earlier this morning, and I hope they've all been worked out. If not, then charge it to our ears and not our hearts, because we are trying to come to you with the truth, with justice, just pure and balanced. We are the Wosay community, the house of the sacred African way. We believe what we believe. We believe in our community. We believe that the way is Ma'at, truth, justice, righteousness. We believe in the teachings of our elders and our ancestors that the Creator God created the universe and all life, and has placed in each of us a part of the divine spirit. God living in us and through us has given us the right and the power to establish peace and justice in all human life. And the true harmony with all of creation. We believe in the living faith of our ancestors. I say, 2nd. And as I was reading, I was thinking, and I haven't seen it, I must admit, that I haven't had a chance to see the Black Panther Wakanda second part, I see. But I did see the Warrior King, and I did see a couple of other programs going on, and there's a lot about the fantasy and fighting and war and righteousness, I see. And I was reading about Ramesses, and it says on page 19 that Pharaoh Ramesses was surrounded on the battlefield by his enemies and greatly troubled, prayed, saying, "Now I call on you from the ends of the earth, O Amen-Ra, that I have done what I have done was for the love of you. O Father Amen-Ra, I cry out to you, and I am in the midst of enemies, and the whole of this land is against me. I am alone, and my only defense, for my many soldiers have deserted me. My chariots refuse to remain with me. Though I called out to them, there was none who responded to my call." I say, I envision this battle scene, and when you go to Kemet and you look at the temple of Ramesses throughout there, and he has the statues of himself in the front, and they're about like 60 feet tall. I mean, they are awesome. They're beautiful, it's magnificent what he did. And all on the walls of the temples, he writes about battling against these forces. And it was the Hittites, I believe. I see. I may have mispronounced the name, but I don't know that much about it. The Hittites were battling him, and they were warring, and they got outnumbered him, and he got into this big storm of this fight, and he didn't give up. His men abandoned him, chariots would ride with him, and he continued to fight. They say he was a brilliant military strategist. And then Ramesses II said, "Now though I pray in a distant land, my voice resounded in the southern. I found Amen-Ra came when I called to him, and he gave his hand, and I found my heart strong and full of joy, and I did succeed." I say, about these wars that they were having, and they make it like some sort of fantasy. But my God, these brothers were getting down, and sisters were getting down, and Ramesses, what makes him, besides all of his building, which made him stand out, is that he signed the first peace treaty in the entire world. He signed the first peace treaty between war and land. I say, today's service, I'm feeling very, very good about it. Like I say, I always say that these are my favorite parts of the service. Each and every part of the service is my favorite part of the service. I told many people that I had 9 aunties and 1 uncle, and at every family reunion and by everybody's auntie's house I went to, each one was my favorite. And I was telling the truth. My Aunt Randy, you my favorite. My Aunt Joyce, you my favorite. My Aunt Ruby, you my favorite. But here we have so many favorite parts. I say. Right now is that time, one of my favorite times, all my favorite times in the service, where we're going to call on Minister Alicia and the Teasley family to give the affirmation. So Minister Mama Alicia, are you there?
I am here and my children are ready.
Okay, information. Thank you very much.
We will know God's truth to be free and self-determined.
Creator, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to bring new vision and life to our people. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as we struggle to resurrect our hearts and our homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people.
We are an African people.
We are children of God.
David, you're live. You're live. All right. And thank you for that beautiful affirmation. I want to thank you, God, for what I feel today. Allah, Amen, Ra, and to you, Jah, we pray. Wanna thank you for this community. And I must say, you've been so good to me. You know, this community will say is going through a transition. It is continually growing, I say. In a minute, if you just bear with us, we're preparing the seats. Our Queen Mother just came in, and we're welcoming her, and we're allowing her to sit down. So it's gonna take a little while. going to install several new members of the Council of Elders. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Give us a minute. Huh? You know I don't believe. You know I don't believe that the changes that we are going through. Well, give me a second, huh? I wanna thank you, God, for what I feel today. Jam and rhyme, and to you, great God Almighty on high, we pray. I say, we pray. Wolsey's on the move. Wolsey's on the move. All right. Wolsey's on the move. Like Wolsey's on the move. Wolsey's on the move. Wolsey's on the move. Wolsey's on the move. I say, I say, I say, I say, I say, I say, oh, I say. All right, right now I'm gonna call Minister Imhotep up, or who's that? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm jumping all over the place. Oh, excuse me, how am I gonna forget my other most favorite part of the service? Charge that to my head and not to my heart. You know, I get all pumped up and start jumping. I'm just excited. So right now, we're going to call on the historical tribute, and I'm not really sure it is Brother Desmond. Is that my Brother Desmond? Brother Desmond, are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, all right. Well, step forward. Yes, sir. Step forward and teach us. Give us some of that knowledge that you got, Ashe.
Ashe.
Right.
Ashe.
Brother Desmond and the historical tribute.
Grand Rising, we'll say community, we'll say family, elders. Thank you for allowing me to do the historical tribute today. I'm not away, I'm visiting my mom, so I'm in Southern California in the Inland Empire, Riverside area, visiting my mom who just is recovering from COVID. So I wish I could be there today, but I really had to check on her and she's doing great. But here's a historical tribute I wanted to do a while back, and we're not going to call it historical tribute. We're going to call it Future Focus, History in the Making on Moses West. Why? Because he is still alive. and I thought this, with everything that's going on today, the present crisis going on with the water crisis, some of our resources, I thought it was important to do this tribute. And also, it was Veterans Day, and this brother, Moses West, is also a military veteran. So let me begin. Baba Tai gave me 35 minutes to do this tribute. No, I'm just playing, just joking. I won't take that long. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna rush through it because there's actually some videos that I want to share. And they're pretty short, but they're. I think you guys will enjoy the videos as well. So moving on. One moment. There we go. So moving on, this historical tribute goes to Moses West. Moses has a unique background as a prior member of the United States Armed Forces, where he has He was an esteemed member of the 75th Ranger Regiment, the 2nd Armored Division, the 2nd Infantry Division, the 7th Cavalry Regiment, and the 101st Airborne Division. The experiences of military deployment provided him with a unique appreciation for the value of water and his advanced technical skills, thus propelling him into his lifelong mission of producing the leading edge of the most advanced technology to reduce water from air. Currently, he didn't mention much of his background, but he does have a daughter in Sweden. He has been around the world. He hitchhiked around the world on a military aircraft for 20 years, circling the globe at least 15 times. More in his background, Moses West's story begins. His experience, his ambition all seem larger than life. As a self-described military brat, he was born in Georgia, moved to Germany, where he speaks German, and spent most of his childhood then back in Houston, Texas. He served 3 years as an Army Ranger, and then went to flight school and piloted helicopters, including the Chinook, and he also flew the CH-47, some Cobras, some Scouts, he called it. He had a combat injury which sidelined his career, but didn't slow him down. After retiring from the military, he circled the world, traveling from Germany to Sweden to Australia and eventually to Hawaii. While in I believe that's not Honolulu, OI. I think it's OI.
Wahoo!
Oahu, thank you. Thank you. English isn't my first language. Thank you. Oahu, a meeting with a next door neighbor changed his course once again. And actually his neighbor was one of the kids that was on Magnum PI in Oahu. As it happens, the neighbor had a small machine plugged into the wall that created water, which he says was absolutely fantastic. As Moses sat on his neighbor's sofa and drank glass after glass, he had a revelation. The process seemed so simple, yet had enormous potential to be a game changer. His past home bases of Texas and Australia were in the middle of a drought and experiencing wildfires as well. While the air all around us is filled with H2O molecules just waiting to be used. He thought, if this little machine can do it on this scale, it's just a mathematical formulation to get it to work on a larger scale. And so it's a way to mitigate one of the largest crises that face us today. Moving on, still in his neighbor's home, he remembered learning about the hydraulic cycle in elementary school, recalling that water is a closed loop cycle. It moves between the oceans and atmosphere and land while changing between liquid, solid, and gas form. We still have the same amount of water on Earth that we have always had. You borrow it, you give it back, says Moses. Sounds like reciprocity. His atmospheric water generator simply borrows the H2O molecules from the air temporarily. Water is here and it's abundant, and it's a source that technology can remove and let us use it without any stress on our infrastructure. Today, he has patented technology. His patented technology produced over 1 million gallons of water until late 2017. It had been primarily used by the military. Then when Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico, Moses found the Water Rescue Foundation to raise money and then headed there with his machine. Moses, working along FEMA to deliver fresh water to the island's residents. He even retrofitted the machine, which was already more energy efficient than many other water generators, to be powered by solar panels. He saw it as yet another mission in his life that he felt compelled to complete. One man, one machine supplied an entire island with all drinking water needs to prove that it could be done. Someone had to see this happen and stop just talking about it. And then to operate it on solar power, that's when he could have just cried. To sit there in a chair and have a machine producing over 1,000 gallons of water just using stored photons, turn to electrons, turn to H2O molecules, even at night from the battery backup. He just sat and looked at it for hours. Moses really connected with the community and found it difficult to leave. He was struck by the magnitude of the difference that something as simple as clean water, drinking water, can have on the people's health and lives. You see people come to you and they're physically sick. Then you give them water that you made. Then 3 or 4 or 5 days later, their skin looks healthier. They look different. This is a picture of Moses and with his machine in the background. He also started the Moses West Foundation. The Moses West Foundation was founded and developed to provide the world with water crisis relief through your contributions, blah, blah, blah. So this is one of the foundations he created. And one of his motivators was the drinking crisis in Puerto Rico and also in Flint, Michigan. Here's a video I'm going to show you guys. One moment. Can you guys hear that?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay, let me try this again. Almost done, guys. Almost. This. Okay, there we go. There's some. Thank you for your patience. Okay, there we go.
This spit is interfering.
You guys still can't hear it?
No, can't see it, can't hear it.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Tied to Wisconsin. Most of West AWGs were manufactured right areas, including the Bahamas
you hear it
Great
now?
Lakes. But Moses West
Yes.
Okay.
is quietly growing.
Everybody knows we're running out of water.
A problem the retired ranger spent the past 4 years working to eliminate.
All the water that we need it exists right here in the air.
He believed so strongly in that idea. In 2015, West invented an atmospheric water generator, or AWG, a machine that takes in air and turns it into drinking water.
We're at the place now, I think, making 50, 100, 200, 250,000, 1 million gallons of water at an incredibly low energy consumption. I think cheaper than groundwater by far. Cheaper than desalination.
So far, 12 of these AWGs exist. West planted them in 3 areas, including the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Flint, Michigan.
I need to engage with the people here, and I need to show them what this machine does, and they need to understand that it is their machine, and I am here for them.
West says his AWGs are federally approved, and the water quality is also tested by the Colorado Water Authority.
It's clean. It's good enough to drink. No bacteria or anything in it. And the reason that we go through the filtration process So as soon as you turn it on, it starts making water.
You may be wondering how these atmospheric generators are tied to Wisconsin.
Most of West AWGs were manufactured right here in Manitowoc.
And the people of Manitowoc should be proud. Just one unit provides a city with hundreds of gallons of clean water. The best part, it doesn't cost residents a penny. West works with organizations like the Water Rescue Foundation to cover the cost. So far, the response in the community has exceeded his expectations.
And they were very happy that somebody actually cared enough for them to come to jump over the bureaucracy, come to a private piece of land and do this thing.
Right now, his priority is planting these AWGs in Flint, helping our neighbors here in the Midwest. In Manitowoc, Michelle London, Spectrum News.
Ashe, just to save on time, there's 2 other videos, but I'm not going to play them. But I want you guys to go ahead and research this man, Edwin, not Moses West, and look at his development and its contribution to the water crisis. Also, there's no excuse why we should have a water crisis in some of our some of our urban cities like we have now with technology due to Black excellence. I know this. Let me get back to my PowerPoint. And moving on, I know that he is not an ancestor yet. He is still with us, but he is contributing, and this is history in the making, honoring all the vets that have passed that contributed to the society. Blessing and tribute to Moses West, to Black excellence and history in the making. I give tribute to all the ancestors that contributed to Black excellence. Ashe and Ankuja Sinet.
Ashe. Moses.
Very good. Thank you very much. Sante Sana.
Thank you, His Honor.
Wow.
We need those other 2 videos. That's amazing.
Yes, the other 2 video, one of them shows that he created this development and one person actually destroying it, or people had destroyed his creation and tried to sabotage him. So, you know, as long as we take steps forward, you know, there's powers that be try to take steps backward. But we still keep pressing on.
We pour libation for Brother Moses West. Ashe. And it's interesting because one of the early, if not the only, all Black city founded by a person of African descent in Allensworth, that the people in that community poison the water. People in that community, when Colonel Allensworth founded a community for African people, they poisoned the water. To me, that just seems like a heinous crime. It's beyond, in my mind, description that a person would poison water, the most natural resource, the primordial waters created by the Most High. You would come along and poison it because water is just wrong. So that's just me. Okay. Thank you, brother. And we do pour libation. Yes. Now it is that time in the service. This would be one of my favorite points and my favorite times in the service, because we're talking about bringing in new people. I say we're talking about bringing in some of a new crop, the new COE. So right now, I would like to call some of the veterans of the COE. I have a couple of the COE vets in the audience right now. And if you don't mind, Mama Fanya, could you come up and take a seat? And if you don't mind, Mama Pam, could you come up and take a seat? These have been on the council for a while, and the council is the controlling body for the entire Wose community. Ashe.
Ashe.
They have been struggling and been just keeping their nose to the grindstone, doing the good work. But now, as they say, you know, as Pharaoh Ramesses was in the throes of the get down of the fight, he said, "I need some help. Somebody come on." You know, and as we get into that point, sometimes we got a call on our community. Minister Rana had gave a prayer and she gave a call on our community, and a couple of people have stepped up. A couple of people have come forth. There's a couple of folks that have decided to take that call and to roll into the community and take up that mantle. Many hands make light work, Ashe. And so I'm not sure the sequence, but I'm gonna call the folks up right now. Then I'm gonna have Minister Makalisi do his piece. But I just feel this honored. You know, I'm a little proud. Well, they waved me off. They saying no, but it's okay. Okay, they say they want Makalisi to do it. Well, then I'm gonna just sit my myself on down. Minister Makalisi, I'm getting excited now. All right.
I see. I'm in the wrong tip.
That's his role. So myself, I am the commissioner of the spiritual life and assistance, and a minister here at WOSE, and I'm going to sit down and I will turn it over to Minister Makalisi. Boy, you should see my guy in the back, man. They was throwing darts and all kind of stuff. So Makalisi, would you continue the service, sir?
Minister Sidney, give thanks and praises for this day of life, health, and strength. Give thanks and praises for your presence, for your spirit, and for you allowing me to play a role in what is to be done here today. Indeed, we have we've had an election, we have 4 new members elect for the Council of Elders in the WOSE community. But first, we're going to call forward the current members of the Council of Elders for the WOSE Oakland. And I'm going to start by the order that they are listed in our Constitution. And the first one is indeed the Commissioner of Spiritual Life and Assistance, and Minister Sidney Coulter has already introduced himself to you. And secondly, we're going to call forward the Commissioner of Economic Planning and Development. That is Mama Pam Williams. Is that Sister Pam sitting up there? All right. And then thirdly, we want to call forward the Commissioner of Pan-African Affairs. That's Mother Queen Afua. Come forward.
Brother Minister, all of the council people that are present are already up front.
All right. Well, let's see, not present. The Commissioner of Community Development and Training is Baba Jahi Awakoye. Commissioner of Community Services currently is Brother Desmond Imam. We just saw him with that historical tribute that he presented. Commissioner of Intelligence and Security, Robert Akanke Payton. We heard her earlier today, as in many other services, giving a very powerful prayer. The final, let's see, is Circle Affairs. Commissioner of Circle Affairs is Mama Ngina Lockett. Okay, we also want to acknowledge the Council of Elders Recorder is Mama Darnisha Wright. The Council of Elders Clerk is Baba Tayemba Payton. Let's see, who else we have here? Aha, last but certainly not least. Last but certainly not least. We have the Council of Elders Treasurer for the WOSE Community Oakland, Mama Fania Makini. Way, Mama Fania. Ashe. Good to see you all here. Now I want to welcome the 4 newly elected members for our Council of Elders. And the first one is going to be introduced and brought forward, called forward anyway, by our lead minister, Minister Imhotep Al-Kebulan.
Life, prosperity, and health, Uncle Jobson.
I'd
like to call forward Minister Rana. Calling forward Minister Rana. We have, I don't know who's doing the mixing of the sound, Betty and Crockett. Mixing. And we'll get it right. No, you know what, we've been trying to get it just right today. And I want to thank all of those that are doing that. And I know that was a cheap shot, but I had to say. All right. Thank you, Minister Rana. Minister Makali. Okay, call. Oh, come next to me. That's what's happening. Yes. Ready. Wanna Minister Malley.
Minister Imhotep.
Yes, sir.
You have some what's the word? A pledge, words of wisdom to offer to
yes,
Minister Rana.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, thank you, Minister. I want to read from the Hosea, Minister Rana, and I'm sure you're familiar with these words, but keep them in your heart as you prepare for this awesome responsibility of leading circles. In the Hosea, it says, if you are a leader, be courteous and listen carefully to the presentations of petitioners. Stop not their speech until they have poured out their heart and spoken that which they came to say. Whoever stops a presentation raises the question, why does one having this power act in this manner? Not all that is asked for can be granted, but a fair hearing satisfies the heart. And also from the book of Mott, that leaders should work hard and give the very best in return for what you receive. Minister Rana, do you agree with the wisdom of the ancestors and the elders? And do you accept the challenge of leadership for the Wose community?
I do.
All right, please take it.
Ashe, oh.
Hold it, stop the music. I'm gonna get this right. So now I was supposed to say, and rightfully so, welcome to the Council of Elders.
Ashe.
Mr. Makali.
All righty. We give thanks and praises for Minister Rana coming forward as Commissioner for the Community Circle Affairs elect. And now I have the privilege of calling forth Mama Connie Bridgeford, Commissioner-elect for the Commission of Community Services. Ashe.
He's going to read it.
Mama Connie,
Yes, Minister.
the Hosea says, if you are a leader chosen to maintain order among the people, handle matters with a strict sense of justice. Do not lean to one side or the other. Take care that no one complains that you are unfair and your actions result in a judgment against you. Also, the book of Ma'at says that leaders should have a moral foundation, be firm, strict, disciplined, pure, driven, morally unbending, and forceful. Mama Connie, do you agree with the wisdom of the ancestors and elders? And do you accept the challenge of leadership for the Wose Oakland community?
Yes, I do, Minister Makalisi.
Ashe. Well, Mama Connie, I just want to be the first to welcome you, maybe not the first. You might have heard this already from someone else, but welcome you to the Council of Elders. And please accept this leadership package. It's being handed to you by Minister Imhotep as you go forward to join the Council of Elders Circle.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Would someone spotlight Brother Desmond? Desmond Iman. There he is on the African plain right now. We got the rap of the Maasai. My goodness.
Taking care of mom.
Taking care of mom. Give thanks that there is no more honorable job than taking care of mom. The Hosea, Brother Desmond, my dear friend, says, if you are a leader and command many, strive for excellence in all that you do, so that no fault may be found in your character. For Ma'at, the way of truth, justice, and righteousness is great. Its value is lasting and has remained unchanged and unequaled since the time of its creator. Also, from the book of Ma'at, it says that the leader should practice Ma'at first. Ma'at is justice, balance, reciprocity, and rebirth. Brother Iman, do you agree with the wisdom of the ancestors and the elders? And do you accept the challenge of leadership for the Wose community?
I do, and I do accept the challenge of leadership with the Wose community.
Ashe. Minister Makalisi.
Well,
say this. Welcome to the Council, Elders, Robert Desmond.
And this is the leadership package that's waiting for you when you come back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Wose family, for electing me.
Ashe.
Wose community.
All right. Right now, we're going to call our clerk elder-elect for the Wose Oakland Council of Elders, Baba Katabazi Coleman. Ashe Baba Katabazi. I'm in Rahetep. Our Hosea says, if you are one of worth and wisdom, who sits on the council of governance, apply your heart and mind toward that which is wise. Speak only when you know you can assist in the solution of a difficulty, for silence is better than useless chatter. There is an art of giving sound advice in counsel. Surely it is more difficult than all other duties. Those who grasp this can make it serve them well. Also in the book of Mark, we find these words: be honest and forthright. You should keep your word. Baba Kadabazi, do you agree with this wisdom of our ancestors and elders, and do you accept the challenge of leadership for the Wose community?
Yes, Minister Makalisi, I agree with the statements of the ancestors, and I agree to take on the leadership for the community and behalf of the community.
Well, we want to extend welcome to you to the Council of Elders. And I think Minister Imhotep is going to hand you that leadership package for your work, for your guidance for your work. You may take your seat there. Before we move on, I'd like to point out that each of these commissions, for these newly elected commissioners, currently has commission. And for the days that the present commissioners have presence in their positions, I hope and pray that the newly elected commissioners will interact with the present commissioners and get information on how things have rolled thus far, and that will be foundation and helpful to how you intend to move ahead with the work that you have been elected to do. And we just give thanks and praises for your presence and for your acceptance of the words of wisdom from our ancestors and elders, and that you shall apply those as we move forward, as change happens in the most positive, profound, uplifting way that we can possibly manufacture. Minister Imhotep, you have some words?
First of all, I want to say that being almost 6 feet tall, my head gets cut off in a lot of these pictures. Thank you. Stop it.
What do you mean almost 6 feet tall?
Yeah. You know what? I know everybody that's up here. Everybody here is very conscientious. Everybody here is a very conscientious African. They love Wose. They love our people. And they're about getting the work done. These positions that come out of Destruction of Black Civilization, if you were to turn to Destruction of Black Civilization in the section, The Shape of Things to Come, structured by divisions, you will see how Wose patterns itself after The Shape of Things to Come by Dr. Chancellor Williams. These positions, I have Babu Stadi in the audience, and he's a mechanic, and he can tell you that your car is not going to run right if just a few pistons was working.
Come on now.
All of the pistons need to be working. The timing needs to be right. They need proper adjustment, all of these things in order for the vehicle to work.
Yes, yes.
And that's what I know is going to happen with each of us. I have great confidence in everyone that is sitting here. Vanya, Pamela, Sydney, Rana, Connie, Kadabasi. You're friends of our community. You're friends of the people that are coming. So I know that you'll do a fantastic, great job.
Yes,
Ashe. And I know with all my heart and soul that you weren't leaving Brother Desmond out, but the technology and all this stuff.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not leaving Baba Desmond out. And you know what? Let's talk with tribute, man.
Yes, indeed. Awesome.
Forward thinking
Yes,
that we need.
yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Those are the caliber of people that we have at WOSE.
And if I could say something, Mama Afua just walked in, she was, oh, okay, that Desmond's taking her spot. So we just want to recognize you, that's all.
Okay. None of this is scripted. No. Papa Desmond, you are, thank you, Minister Makalisi, for recognizing my error. I did not mean in any way to leave out Baba Desmond, and I'm looking forward to working with you and looking forward to the great ideas. And you know, in the year or years to come in working with this commission.
Yes. I know with all my heart and soul you didn't intend to leave Brother Desmond out. And I just want to just say that the four newly elected commissioners, I'm not sure what the details and the date and the time of when the current commissioners are going to be actually totally removed from office and these are going to take over. But I hope and pray that you're going to share information with each other so that whatever, you know, positive, beautiful, progressive things that outgoings have to share with the incomings will enhance the plans that the new ones are bringing forward with themselves, and that indeed what the example set by Moses West, we'll set that kind of example even more than we've already set for the nearly 42 years. So we're going to close this section of our worship today with a word of prayer. So we can just all humble our hearts and say, "Oh, Holy One, Divine Creator, Amen Ra. We give thanks and praises for this yet another day that you've continued to entrust the measure of your sacred essence unto each of us to do all we can, every way we can, every day we can, to make life as beautiful as we can imagine it to be, according to the spirit of Ma'at living in and through our lives and every cell and fiber of our being. We thank you, Holy One, for these warriors of truth and justice who committed themselves to allow their names to be put on a ballot, and for those who selected them, that yes, we want these warriors of truth, beauty, and goodness to come forward and be leaders, be servants, be inspiration for each of us and all of us, and that their leadership, their courage, their ingenuity will inspire more of us, all of us, to want to be in a commission, to be working and not allow the commission to be an operation of one person. That we want to come and work and know that it takes the entirety of our community with a consciousness, with a desire, with an undying commitment to making a positive change, a positive difference, not only in the WOSE community, but wherever our people are located, for whatever challenges that they may be facing. We give thanks and praises. We ask your continued guidance, Holy One, with us, your continued presence and inspiration with us in all that we do, so that indeed we can be living models of the direction of truth, beauty, and goodness for our people, for our children, and laying the foundations for generations beyond our imagination. Lead us and guide us, protect and bless and continue to inspire these commissioners, newly elected, as well as the ongoing members of the Council of Elders in the WOSE Oakland community, as well as in the WOSE Sacramento community. Allow us to be that shining star that says, without a doubt, that we are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. By the power of your spirit, of your love within, these words are coming forward. And I say, Ashe, Amen Ra. Ashe, Amen Ra. Ashe. And now you can go back to your chairs, Council of Elders members, and that Commissioner of Spiritual Life and Assistance will come back and take his position as leader of this worship service and take us to the next step.
I don't know.
Rejoice, we've been called by legend. Rejoice, we've been called by legend. Rejoice, we've been called by the 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 legend. Rejoice, 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 we've been called by the legend. 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 All you come to me. Legend. Rejoice, we've been called by the 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 legend. Rejoice, we've been called by the
stepped up, who've been called by the next, who've been called by the Most High, who've been called to move forward and do something within this community. It's a very, very important part of the service is to go to that storehouse where you save up, that storehouse where you keep your goods, that storehouse where you keep your supplies. The bank. And right now we're going to call folks to give from their heart. And I don't have the name. Who is doing the litany of sacrifice today? The litany of sacrifice?
Mama Indina and Minister Malik.
Okay. So, for the Ngina and Minister Malik. Could you step forward and ask the community to give what they can, to give from their storehouse, to give the best of themselves? Ashe?
Welcome.
Greetings, family. Good job, Sinead. First, I want to just say congratulations to the new Council of Elders, those who have served diligently before, who are continuing their work for our community, and the newly installed Council of Elders as well.
I see.
Minister Bill has put on the screen our litany of sacrifice. And we're going to read that litany of sacrifice. And then we will close with a prayer and a reading from one of our sacred scriptures, sacred writings. Queen Ngina, do you want me to go first? Or we're going to say it together?
Yeah, we're going to say it together.
Beautiful.
Save us, O Holy One.
O Holy One.
By your name.
By your name.
Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listen to the words of my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the God of our ancestors. We will fulfill our vows to our Creator in the presence of all our people. Gladly, we bring our sacrifices
to you.
We praise your name, O Amun-Ra, for it is good. Umoja, we shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Kuji Chakalia, self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Ujima, we will build and maintain our community together. Our brothers and sisters' problems shall be ours to solve together.
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Together we shall build and maintain our own businesses and together profit from them.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and development of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness.
Kuumba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can, any way we can, to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it.
Imani, we shall believe with all our hearts in our Creator, our people, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And I would just like to add my voice to the newcomers. All of these principles that we just wrote will be encompassed by the works that you will be doing. And welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to read just a brief from one of our sacred writings, brief writing. Excuse me. Our way is reciprocity. The way is wholeness. Our way knows no oppression. The way destroys oppression. Our way is hospitable to guests. The way repels destroyers. Our way produces before it consumes. The way produces far more than it consumes. Our way creates. The way destroys only destruction. Let us pray. Creator God, Mother, Father God, we thank you. We thank you for allowing us to gather once again in your name, humbled in our spirit. We thank you for your love, for your mercy, and your grace. Creator, thank you for allowing us to increase tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold what we have through utilizing the principle and the practice of reciprocity. We thank you for the opportunity to give, not just monetarily, but to give our time, to give our energy, to invest sweat equity through the work in liberation, in sacrifice, in dedication to the upliftment of all our people, all African people. And if need be, and if need be, and if need be, even our lives, as did our ancestors, so that we can be here today, fulfilling our mission for the liberation and upliftment of our people. Mother, Father God, we ask these things in your name. We ask that you bless those who gave, you bless those who wanted to give, who may not have had the resources to give, but they gave with their time and their energy and their love and their sacrifice. We ask that you bless this service, bless each and every member who is gathered here, those who are not here on this Zoom site, and bless each one according to their needs, Mother, Father, God. This is our prayer, and we say, Ashe,
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 Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you, Minister Malik.
My pleasure, Queen Ngina.
You're Ashe. Now the sound is down. If I can get a little volume on my, if I can get a little volume on my mic, that would be all right. Test, test, check, check. Is it my mic? Are we sounding good? No. I can't hear.
You're doing great.
I hear you well. Hear you well.
Sounds good. You know, they used to say never give another performer a microphone because you might not get it back. And I have been holding on to this microphone most of the day. I have loved it. I wish that that we could swing the camera around so that you could see all the people that are sitting here within this, we'll say, sanctuary. Can I get a Ashe, a hey, a amen, something from the folks in the audience? Ashe, we got Brother Bjorn, we got Baba Ustadi, Sister Darnisha, we got folks sitting here, sitting around. Jalea, oh, wait a minute. Is no Jalea here? Oh my goodness. We got young, we got old, we got folks here to enjoy in this celebration. And as I'm always mindful to say, this right here is one of my favorite parts of the service. Ashe, I hear Mama Thurston laughing like, man, you say that all the time. I do. I tell my each of my 10 aunties, 9 aunties that they was my favorite. So I will tell each part of the 7, 8 pieces of the service that it is my favorite because it is. You know, my aunt Esther used to make the best peach cobbler. Oh my goodness, enough to die for. And then my Aunt Katie made the best German chocolate cake. And it just went down the line. Everybody brings something to the pot. Everybody brings something to the service. Everybody brings something to this occasion. I say, well, right now I have to call on my brother to bring something into this part of the service, my favorite part of the service. You know, as I say, my Aunt Katie had the best German chocolate cake in the world. Well, my brother Mally, he has a different swag, a different way of delivering that particular message. You know, the Spirit talks to everyone differently. I say we all have our own phrases. We all have our own way that we carry ourselves. We all have our own individual things saying the same thing. Yeah. And so, you know, I have to speak from the heart saying that this brother, he has his own way of bringing the truth. He has his own way within his own community. And I think that some of your family members are in the community sitting out here. Oh my goodness, they waving, they jumping up and down, they hooping, they hollering. Oh man, they want to hear their grandpa talk. They want to hear they pop talk. They want to hear their father talk. They want to be able to hear the message that's being brought over. And I'm looking forward to hearing something that touches my heart, so that something that he says that will touch my spirit, something that he says that I will carry out of here on into the later weeks. So right now, if I can call forth my brother, my minister, my friend, Mally Latham, brother minister Mally Latham, to come up and give us what you got. Hey, I don't know if I actually do this in a very unique way. I will say that I see it as an opportunity and a pleasure to be able to share a message, particularly on a day when we're installing members of our leadership. Well, I don't know about y'all, but when I was younger, I couldn't wait for an opportunity to do some celebrating. Wow. Now, I might have did it in a different style then. There have been a lot of other activities going on then, but I never missed an opportunity to celebrate. And I think that us and our good old African selves, we ain't supposed to still divorce ourselves from that. No. Any opportunity we have to celebrate, especially because they are usually for some very serious occasions. Yeah. We need to celebrate. Yeah. And we need to celebrate it with the joy and the spirit that some of y'all say for the 49ers. We need to celebrate with the energy and the excitement. Like, I don't know, maybe I won't tell on some of y'all, but I know there was a time when y'all was finger popping and standing next to some walls, hearing some music that you really used to like, still may do. Celebrate with the joy, with an energy. So let's not be short on that today. I need y'all to also be energized as I share this message, because any opportunities we have to celebrate, we're not gonna leave on. Because I'm sure we got plenty of opportunities not to celebrate. So today I want to kind of put a little extra sauce on it to talk about something, and in the shadows of my own personal celebration, because just on Friday, I had my 67th return of the sun to my birthday. So, but there was a time when I never see 67. Maybe that's just me. I know some of y'all was born right and do right and been doing it for a long time. But let me share with you a message related to that. because I don't take it for granted having birthdays. And there was a time when I did. But one of the blessings that I want to share with you today is that it is not just a birthday to be celebrated just for me, but it should also be an opportunity for all of us to reflect about those times. Shall we do that together? Come on now. So my title or topic is going to be about holistic healing. Come on. Now I know that might not sound connected, but I'm gonna start there and end up in some places I hope we can all get something out of. Ashe? So with holistic healing, I want to first share with you something from the Hosea. And it's in the book of Ankh Shoshangi, pages 64, page 64. And it says, serve God that he may protect you. Serve your brothers and sisters that you may enjoy a good reputation. Serve a wise person that he or she may serve you. Serve one who serves you. Serve any person so you may benefit from it. And serve your mother and father that you may go forward and prosper. Holistic healing. There are three pieces I want to talk about. And as my brother Sidney pointed out, see, we got a wide range of folks in the sanctuary. And that means it's a rare opportunity for folks, young, old, and in between, to hear something. So I want to make sure at least my grands who are present and young sister that I always get to see with her grandma, I want y'all to get some out of this too. So I'm going to start where young people start, at the beginning, real simple. When it comes holistic, I want to break it down to three simple things. And I'm going to spell them out for you. That's how simple I'm going to get. We got whole, which is H-O-L-E. And then we got whole, which is W-H-O-L-E. And then we got holy, which is H-O-L-E-E-O. Yeah, I said we'll talk to the young too, because young know about holy. Don't y'all? Yeah, see, holistic healing sounds real serious, sounds very stern, but it starts in a basic place, and that's the whole. See, whether you're aware of it or not, we all suffer from a hole. We got a hole in our soul. We have us here, but not all completely here as we should be. If we truly believe that the divine is responsible for our being, well, we're an incomplete project. And it ain't our fault. It's not a fault of the creator. It's not a fault in the human design. It has something to do with life before and life now. Understand what I'm talking about? There's a hole. And that hole is due to a lot of stuff that went on before we got here. All of us know well about that history, the damage, the trauma, starting in slavery, but even before then, with those hostile people, like my brother talked about, Hittites. All our history, we've undergone strife and struggle and attacks, and that has done damage over the generations. But then there's also what we go through now. Okay, so I thought it was just about an old historical thing. It also happens to do with what goes on now.
Yeah, say that.
See, we still got, some of us got a few holes. Well, I'll just speak to me. I know I still got some holes with my nice outfit and my minister setup.
That's good.
Oh yeah, it feels good. But yet we got holes. At least I do. And the damage done It's not from way back when. Happens to be pretty current, starting with our families of origin and communities we've been in. There is damage, there is trauma, and that leaves holes in our soul.
Come on now, man. A little patchy here.
Woo.
Come on.
And because even as children, the holes show up. Many of us have grown into our old selves, walking around like we okay when we really not.
Right.
Oh, I'm.
I said, right. Come on.
Understand, as good as we may feel, as good as we may look, as good as we may dress, as good as we may behave, we still have holes. That's not a sad thing, that's a directional thing, because it means there's work to be done on ourselves first and foremost. If you got a hole, you got to get it filled. And see, nature will have us do a whole lot of other stuff to fill that hole. Because many of our behaviors are what I call hole-filling behavior. Instead of them getting repaired, instead of them getting healed, we do stuff to put in the hole. See, if I'm short, I'll wear bigger shoes. If I ain't really happy about my life, I'll laugh a little extra at stuff that ain't even funny. See, I'll do things to compensate. For you young folks, that's like putting on one, where we just like pretend it's really all cool when it really ain't. See, because that hole ain't something we're comfortable addressing.
All right.
And many of us have been taught not to even recognize the hole is there. Because see, I can put on things. If I have enough money, if I have the right car, if I'm in the right job, am I in the other activities? Will you understand that don't make you well?
All right now.
It won't fill the hole. That's why when you have these superficial things, you still don't feel things. Because your soul knows it's still got a hole in it. You could make the other folks on the outside, but the stuff on the inside ain't disappearing. It ain't letting you go. And you'll find out years and years of you trying to make up for things you can't make up on the outside is whooping you up behind on the inside. You got a hole that refuses to be filled with junk, with stuff, with fake things. Now, this ain't all bad news, but in order for us to appreciate holistic healing, we got to deal with the damage. How you gonna heal from something that you're yet to recognize even as there? A hole. But then there is a hole. W-H-O-L-E. See, there's a way, for in spite of whatever damage we have, we can get filled. And it starts with a process that works on that inside. And the beauty of it is, there's what you call a paradox. You have to do it for yourself, but you can't do it alone.
All right. All right.
Yeah, see, you can't do it alone. I would love if it was just on me.
Keep it a secret.
But then, ooh-wee, and then I could just like let y'all know it wasn't all that bad for me. Understand? In spite of the reality of things that happened to us, we work real hard on the look good. Oh, maybe that's just me. I don't want to accuse y'all of nothing. But instead, it's hard work to keep showing up, keep pretending it's all right, to keep acting like it ain't no problem really being who I am. And all the time, going home sad, hurt, miserable, in pain. But that might be only me. I may not be y'all. But understand, let me talk about me on my birthday. Well, and y'all can just listen in and see if there's something you could pick up on. Understand that whole and the whole is a good process because there's a way to get healed.
Yes, yes, lay down, lay down.
It ain't just sad news. It ain't just a hopelessness of our condition. But one of the things that if you come to Wosay, you will be exposed to a way to get home. Uh-oh. It has to do with some principles, some values, some guidelines. Oh, we ain't hearing them words. But understand, whether you listen or not, the impact is still going to be felt on you. If you choose not to work value, to gain some principles, to operate with some guidelines, whether you like it or not, life shows up. And you wish you had some of them to lean on. See, part of my story is to let you know, in case you didn't know, I wasn't always a minister. Sons, y'all, but understand, see, I struggled a whole lot. And most of the time, it was from the decisions I made. Thought I was doing something fun, pleasurable, enjoyable. And all the time, I actually was digging a hole. Because see, I had a hole in me, and I was making it even bigger because I was doing everything but the things that would address my real issue. Now, I can't do nothing about 1863. I can't do nothing about 1963. But I can do something about 2022. The issue is, am I willing to face me with me? I don't know where y'all get that. They used to always call that a come to Jesus moment. I call it a come to your mirror moment, where you can't keep arguing and debate, and it's you in the mirror you arguing with. Oh, I guess that was only me. But I'm saying I did not grow up knowing that was the thing to do. Yet, with the power of what we are working with in Wosay, the things that we challenge ourselves with, it allows us the opportunity to get well. See, I'm not aiming for perfection. I just want to get better. Because see, I was so sick that if I just get a little bit better, that was an improvement. Don't know me, if you don't understand me, talk to my children. No, don't talk to me. It might tell you too much. I'll say that from a book. But understand, they know firsthand what the difference is between being truly sick and getting well. It doesn't mean I've arrived. It just means I'm well on the way. And being well on the way is better than being stuck. See, the hole that I had to repair took work. And the first job was to be able to tell the truth to myself. Look in the mirror and realize who was really looking back at me. To understand, as a man, I had some issues that I could tough all I want, and it wasn't fixing the problem. I know about you women folks. See, men think we can just out tough it. I'm here to say that didn't work well for me. Okay, I'll speak to men. See, okay, being tough just wasn't enough. Okay, the whole will be there and remind you constantly how short you are.
Yes, yes.
How unequal it is.
Yes.
How out of balance it is. But this is a good thing about the whole. It will remind you how being whole is so much better. So much better. Like I said, you ain't got to ask me. Now, I asked my children about that one. That when they Papa is better, how much they can enjoy being around Papa. And there was a time when they couldn't. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me.
Yeah.
See, that is what you have to look forward to. It's real relationships that are valuable to you.
Come on now.
And then you don't have to be that frustrated male to say, I wish I could do more. Yes, you can. Start with more for yourself.
Yeah.
It's a self-initiated process. And then you find out how much help you need. You find out just how you glad there's some other well folks around to be able to interact with, to be able to connect with. And that's the value of fellowship. These folks, you learned some bad lessons from the pandemic. Isolation ain't a healing process. Okay, it's just being alone. Stuck with what you already got. If you ain't got much, guess what? You're gonna be stuck with it. And when it comes to being struggle, when that comes to being pain, oh boy, why would you want to wake up in the morning to face some more of that? There's a value in getting home because it makes you step out of your misery and seek the help you need. And it's amazing because see, that's the divine, is that when you get that humble, when you get that needy, when you really get to asking for stuff, boy, does it come. Boy, does it show up. And you go, the minimum because I don't know what your relationship with the divine, but I get extra. See, my benefit plan ain't just at the average. I get still way beyond my own means that I could have got on myself, which continues to prove a divine entity is invested in me. Ain't that beautiful to find out that you ain't in this alone? That it ain't just dependent on you and your skills, because heaven help us, it was just what I got to know. It was just what I had. I don't know about y'all, but remember that play that said your arms are too short to box with God? My arms were too short and my hands were too small to help me lift myself. I had a weight problem.
Lord help.
And a diet wouldn't fix it.
Well,
all right. So let's get to the holy. Y'all want to get to the holy? See, holy is where you get beyond your image. See, a whole lot of y'all, I don't know which ones of y'all, well, I might know one or two, that put a whole lot of stuff in our image. We have positions, we have status, we have knowledge, we have information. But see, when it's holy, well, that's great in your head. Looks good on paper. But how do you work it in real life? See, we can sound real good. We have no shortage of entertainers and performers. But the difference of being holistically healed is how can you take what you heard, what you read, what a message might have said to you, and how do you work it in your real life? In your real life. See, it sounds great to know economics, but if you don't be able to apply it and you stay broke, well, how valuable is that? If we don't reflect the value of having principles, guidelines, virtues, then we just a showboat people. Wonder why our numbers gonna be small. Because if I want to show, well, it's cheaper for me to just turn the channel. I didn't mean that. No, I'm not. We need to be honest with each other. It's one thing to have to look good and those titles and those positions. The power that Mark Lisi was talking about with these new members of the commission isn't because they're in the position. It's because what are they going to do? Come on now. See, we got a call on us. See, what led me to ministry was to understand divine blessed me, kept me here in spite of the odds for purpose. For purpose. And I don't need just to have a position to honor that purpose. But then the folks who do, they got even more. Not less, not easier, but more. But the way they work it is the way that you learn how to work it. All of us should be leaders. All of us should, whatever we're doing, should lead us. It should move us. It should motivate us. It should activate us. It should make us more move than just on Sunday morning. It gotta touch us so that then when they see us, it touches them. It's great to have lectures. It's great to have academic knowledge. So please don't think I'm shortening that, because I'm a college graduate. I sat in many a lecture. The issue is implementation, application, and supplication. Ooh. See, when you're holy, you understand, I can pray all day long and I'm still gonna come up short by myself. When you're holy, you understand you got limits. You can't be all things to all people. You hopefully can be a lot for yourself. And then maybe you could touch some other people, but not by what you say. Not by what the position you have, but how in real life do I reach out to you? See, we all have had jobs where we just showed up. Got a check coming. We just showed up. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it because I surely was happy for that check. But we're talking about a spiritual life. When it's holy, see, I know if I don't do right with this, I'm at risk of some stuff. See, when you holy and you know you coming up short, be different if you was ignorant, but you coming up short, well, you're risking some stuff. So let me move that to understand how the process goes together. When you recognize the whole, then you realize the solution is getting whole. And then as you get whole, you keep your eye on the holiness. See, because we never want to get too well to the point where we are above doing the process. You never get better than other people if you're holy. Did you realize, like, his pop used to talk to us. Great Codier. Yes, and the great Codier used to say, we all got holy draws. It's just a matter of what, you know what you got up with. You know what you put on. Now, nobody else might see your holy draw. But you know you got them. Your ability to work as is, to handle as is, that gets you through. And we don't want to just keep being survivors. We don't want to just hang longer than our enemies. We got to also be thrivers. We got to prosper. We want to get bigger, but not in this way, but in this way. We should be able to attract people to this just by the way we live. I ain't got to show you my bank account. I ain't got to drive a certain car. I need to do is present myself with holies all day. Because I ain't ashamed of my holies. Understand? I'm not ashamed of them because the divine gave me them to keep me correct. Give me a reference point. I don't know about y'all. There's a whole lot of time people who I spend hiding their holiness. Understand? Trying to be so well presentable. But understand, you got to accept me, imperfections, irritations, all in it together. Whether you want to or not. Because that's the real me. If any of y'all have bounced around online, There's a whole lot of fakeness there. And the worrisome part is people start making that the real. People start making that the norm. Well, the only way you can counter that is to have a real that appeals to the young, the gifted, the young at heart, the senior. It can't just be because I just tell you about it. It's got to have something in it that my grands over there say, you know what, I want some of that too. I may not know all the big words, but I like the way it affects the way he treats me. We got to make the connection for folks. We got to be the bringers of message. It ain't just a Sunday thing. It has to do with how do you behave away from the podium. Can you really treat me when people are difficult? Because you know we're gonna have more difficult people than people to get along with. That's the way the world is. Know about you, David, but in my set of environments, I meet more knuckleheads than I do cool folks. But that just might be me. But understand, we don't let those folks create our environment. We can come from the hood, but we ain't got to be the hood. We can come from those elements that have held down our folks, but we can show we rise above that. We rise above that. That's our holiness. See, the front part is a humbling, humility that we gain for knowing where we come from. I know what your secrets and your private parts, but I would imagine all of us have had to overcome some things to be sitting here in these happy seats, smiling right now, shouting our shame. And we can't let the younger people think that's all it is. We just got to sit in the right place and say the right word. We got to tell them we overcame things to be here, because that's why historical things are so important to us. It's because they tell the real story of how we've overcome things to be right where we are. And that's not a sad thing, but it should be a humbling thing. To realize how many people we shoulders we're standing on and stop acting like we got here all good by ourselves. And I'm gonna stay good. Okay, that wasn't okay. Not nobody here. Okay, the last piece. There's see, in case you didn't notice, I'm a man of good size. It's because I've been a practitioner in a lot of good meals. Well, I ain't ashamed. It never was, except when I was maybe about 5 years old, when they used to be, my nickname was Little Mally. I ain't been small since then. And part of it is because I've always had a healthy appetite. And one of the things I really favor is gumbo. See, now, Sister Connie was talking a few weeks ago, about a week ago, about gumbo. And I imagine she probably can really cook a good gumbo. I really would love to have some proof that she could just like hook me up the bowl. And then I could come back to y'all and confirm she really know how to get down with gumbo. No, see, with me and him, we have plenty of evidence of knowing what good gumbo is. Here's the thing about gumbo. Now, I've had gumbo in a tremendous amount of settings. I've had Jamaican gumbo. I've had West Indian, which is different than Jamaican. I've had West African. I've had East Coast gumbo that's more like red chowder. And I've had gumbo in the urban area. And I even had gumbo in the countryside of Mississippi. Come on. Texas. Yeah. 2 spots in Louisiana. New Orleans thinks they're the home of gumbo. I beg to differ. But there is like Creole gumbo as well. The thing that unites gumbo is not the ingredients. See, you can do a lot of different things with gumbo. And that's what brings out those folks who are really cooks. They are creative. And there was a time when, I don't know about y'all, but our gumbo didn't have a whole bunch of crab in it. But it was gumbo. It still tastes good. Know about y'all? But the thing that brings you together on gumbo is the flavor. That you can take all these different portions, be it some chicken, be it peas, be it okra, and maybe some few fish, and you put it together.
Yeah.
Because the filet, the root, the sauce, the root is what unites good gumbo. It'll tell you whether the gumbo is good off the jump. And that's what Wose's gotta be. See, we gotta be a gumbo. You don't need all of us to talk alike.
Well,
We definitely ain't gonna look alike.
well,
It isn't because we all stand or dress the same.
well.
It's that when it comes together, there's a flavor and it has a balance to it. In case you didn't know, there's a mock principle to gumbo. See, you have to have balance.
Well.
On one level, that flavor, that smell of a good cooking roux. Yeah, I know, Stoddy. Control yourself. And then there's also, though, you still retain the individual pieces. Your fish still tastes like fish.
Well.
It's enhanced. Your crab still tastes like crab, but it's enhanced. Your shrimp still tastes like shrimp, but it's enhanced. I don't want y'all to get too caught up in the meal, but understand that's what Wose really is when it's at its best. Got all these individual talents, got all these individual experiences where people come from. But the gift is it coming together and you enjoy a wholesome meal. It fills you. It satisfies you. It doesn't leave you wanting more. What it does is it creates an anticipation. But the next time we get down, y'all don't hear me. Come on now. I want us to understand when it comes to gumbo, or it comes to any goodly appreciated meal, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to be able to come together, enjoy the experience. And then, I can't wait to go tell somebody. See, I want to sit there. Some of us older men start loosening our pants. And we start finding somewhere to sit. We're going to raise our feet. Right, Calabasi? Okay, not you, Calabasi. Okay, I know Scotty gonna be there. He'll be there ahead of us, feet in the air. Understand? I know how women get down, but I know us men, folks, and no question when it's a good meal, when it's satisfying, because you ain't gonna have no shoes on. And you're gonna have that relaxed environment, expression. You ain't got to say nothing, because it's all on your face. That's the way we need to leave our Sundays. Smile, appreciate, full, but can't wait to the next. Y'all hear me? Y'all understand? That's the good news. Is we gotta understand we have all the ingredients. We even got a few chefs, ministers. Okay, and we even got a few side chefs. They ain't gonna get in the way, but they help out really good. You just don't want to mess with the main parts. I got that part. Go on, cut the vegetables. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Come on now. I know you know I'm talking about fire. That's right. Don't get in the way of the good stuff. But yeah, you can help. I need somebody to hold the pole. Understand? But we are talking about a process that leads to powerful outcomes. And we're talking about the human endeavor. Because here's the secret about holistic healing. It don't work if it just works for me. Right. See, sure, I'll feel better, but I can't be complete. I can't be whole. My whole can't get repaired if the rest of y'all don't come along. If the rest of y'all don't get well too. If the rest of y'all don't get your bellies full, if the rest of y'all don't feel healed, if the rest of y'all don't get your repairs on, if the rest of y'all can't come to the table, man, that's truly where we're headed. I'm gonna tell you, as a minister, I'll help lead. Because I ain't just gonna talk the talk. I'm gonna walk the walk. I'm putting together a holistic healing ministry. It's gonna do some stuff for the individuals, but it's mainly gonna work on the whole. Now, I'm gonna do that. What you gonna do? What you gonna be? What's gonna be your of a community that is trusting us to get it right. Woo! Come on now. Come on now. Are you ready for some good gumbo? Are you ready for a great meal? I said that I'm straight. I'm straight. Are y'all ready for some gumbo? Are you ready for some gumbo? Minister, my brother, my friend from way back, a brother from another mother, he laid it out. He's talking about that gumbo, y'all. And those who are from the South and those who are from the North, those who are from the East, we understand how meaningful food is. There's an art to cook. And when we talk about how our relatives, how our aunties and our grandmothers and our mothers had cooked, we talk about putting that love in it. Yeah. My mother used to say, somebody put their foot in it. And so the minister right now just got up and put his foot in it. And he said, it's time to start coming together to be those different pieces, to be that shrimp, to be that lynx, to be that chicken, to be that crab, to be whatever part you are, you play your part in this gumbo. And we're asking right now, the call is out there. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to join in this movement? Are you going to join in helping out this community? Are you going to bring your skill to this pot of gumbo? Are you going to cut up the vegetable? So we're putting out right now for you to join, to say something, to raise your hand and let us know that you're wanting to join this movement. We'll say.
You know, you have a fruit bars up there too.
I say, did I hear someone say they wanted to what? Am I hearing, did I hear somebody say, come in? All right, well, maybe we're gonna hold it. So we'll take a minute for you to think about it. And if you can put your name in the chat, so maybe not everybody will see, or we have the phone numbers for Brother Ty and the phone numbers for Sister Rhonda, that you reach out and let her know, hey, sister, minister, count me in. I can do my part. I share. So at this point in time, we want to bring this service to a close. And I'm going to call my brother, Minister Malley, to come back up and help me close this out. And then we're gonna do something. We got all these folk in here and all these voices in here and all this grandeur in here and all this energy in here and all this love that's in here with us. We're gonna put it together and sing the national anthem. But first, the Black national anthem. I don't even need to say that. I don't even need to say that, right? Just say national anthem, because it is what we only play. All right, come on, Brother Minister, if you could close this out, knowing good and well that we're here for you. So take your time. Just before we do the singing, okay. Just close it out. Or you want to sing? We can sing and then close it out. All right. We can't do nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Well, can we all stand for the There we go. Yeah, there we go. Get some, oh yeah, well, please that are here present, would you come and join us? Join us up front, so we can get a good look. All right, Zoom can see the turnout. Look at my grandson was knocked out, but he woke up right before the festival. I don't know if he heard it, but I know he was awake at least. Man, this is like man reunion. Come on, y'all. Ruby.
She steps up back to herself. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
What'd you say?
All right.
Close.
Yeah.
Some of us are in the witness protection.
Yeah, there you go. All right. That sounds good. Here we go. Here we go. Lift every voice and sing. Turn the heaven ring. Bring the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us resound loud as the roaring sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. And so we are united as one people, one destiny, one faith, and one love. Indeed, we are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth.